Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Fortune Education. The topic that I really brought for you is receiving, welcoming, and greeting of guests. This topic is really important for those who are working in the hospitality industry, who are studying in the hospitality industry, or those who are seeking employment in the hospitality industry. This topic is really important for you. In 10 minutes or maybe in 12 minutes, we'll learn to know how to receive and welcome and greet customers, and what is the registration process, and how to check in the guest. All right. Receiving, welcoming, and greeting of guests. Here we have a picture of the front desk. And now we are going to begin with the topic. Alright, the first impression is the most impression and should be the best impression. Let's suppose if the customer is there right in front of you, the first impression, remember the first impression is the very best, first impression is the very most important, and it should be the best impression of you. Alright, the communication skills of all those who come in contact with arriving guests are very essential and should convey nothing but welcome through their courteous and friendly manner. So in this slide, you need to remember one thing, that your first impression, and it should be courteous and it should be friendly. Greeting customers. Dear guest, heartily welcome. All the guests arriving the hotel must be welcomed in and remember a good way. Good greeting sets up. Yes, all the guests in the hotel must be welcomed in a good way, and remember a good greeting sets a positive tone for the entire transaction, and it makes the guest feel good about you and about your hotel. All right, remember one thing, you need to greet your customer in a very friendly, in a very positive, and your attitude, it should be very good winning, it should be very positive, so that the guest feel very okay and comfortable, cordial, and warm. It is very important to create the correct first impression on the guest, and the receptionist must understand that he will get only one chance to do that. The receptionist, he should understand that he is given one chance to greet the customers, so he needs to he needs to behave in a good way, so that the customer feel very happy and okay. First 30 seconds at the transaction, it counts. First 30 seconds you're dealing with the customer, it really matters. All right, be sure that you're well groomed always. Check your appearance frequently every day, and if the need be, correct it. All right, your physical appearance is really very important if you're working in a hospitality industry. Don't smoke. Eat in clear view of the guest, and greet the guest courteously at once. Keep the work space tidy. Carry yourself with pride and smile, but smile naturally and sincerely. How can you smile but smile naturally and sincerely? Let's suppose you're just going to greet the customer. Let's suppose you say, "Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Nice to meet you. It's really good to see you here. I welcome you. Thank you very much, sir." This is how you can just, communicate, or this is where you can, rate your customer. All right, registration process is the following basic concepts. The very first is collection. It means gathering the necessary information about the guest, such as the date of arrival, data or departure, and personal information like name, nationality, occupation, and purpose of visit, etc. You can ask, so that more effective and satisfactory service can be given to him. Right, in collection, the very first process of registration is collection. Collection is the collection of information, and that includes date of arrival, date of departure, personal information like you can ask name, you can ask passport number, you can ask nationality, you can ask occupation, and purpose of visit. Similar question you can ask. All right, the next process we do have is product matching. It means assigning the right room to the guest as per his need. All right, product matching. If the customer he really wants a double room, twin room, single room, or sweet, so you need to match his needs, all right. And then his revenue management, it means how and when the room revenue will be received from the guest. That is to say, the billing instructions such as cash by travelers, check, credit card, etc. Either the guest is going to pay you via credit card or in check or via cash. So you need to get that information as well. And then rooms management, it means for how long the rooms will be occupied and when shall they be available for resale for the next guest, or when they will be vacant for the next guest. So you need to get that information as well. Registration process, registration of a guest is one of the most important process of check-in activity. The process begins when the guest arrives at the reception counter and it terminates when he signs the document. Hotel registration cards form an essential part of the hotel stationery. As per groups, dedicated studio and graphic designers are highly experienced in the design and printing the hotel registration cards. These cards may be designed to your specific needs to include all the situatory information required from your guest. All right. You can today the technology, it has produced a number of inventions. So the card facility is also available there in the hotel, and you can get that registration done in a few minutes, and then can provide that particular card to the guest at the time of his arrival. I mean, within a few seconds or within a few minutes, you can just hand over that registration card to your customer, and that card may be that may the validity of that card may be of maybe for lifetime, or maybe for 1 year, maybe for 2 year, maybe for 6 months. All right, so you can just get that card printed, but it also depends. Either you do have, I mean, facilitation of graphic, either you have a graphic designer there in your organization, or you just get that design for some from third party. All right. Various registration methods. What are different various different registration methods? All right. Very first we have bound book, loose leaf register, and thirdly we have individual registrations. Let's talk about bound book. It is a big bound register, usually used by small hotels only, and it is kept on the reception counter, and the arriving guest fills up the register and writes the information about him in one line. That one line may be date and time of arrival, and then time of departure, and then there would be purpose, and then there would be name, then there would be yes, CNIC number or passport number, and then number of people, and then he can just write down his signature or initials. All right. Second we have is advantage. What is the advantage of this book? All right, the advantage of this system is that since the book is bulky and cannot be moved, all the information about the guest is available at one place. All right, as also no filling is required in this case. Every section is written there, so you just need to put the information down there. A disadvantage of this method is that since it is bulky and kept on the counter with frequent usage, it becomes loose and it looks so dirty. Yes, the bucket becomes dirty, and it is because of the over usage, it becomes loose, and this paper gets loosened, and somehow yes, certainly it is also possible that some of the pages they get toned. All right. A biggest advantage is that the information provided by the guest cannot be kept confidential, as it can be seen by the next arriving guest. Yes, the information of the previous client is not secure. Rather it is public. It's rather too public that everybody else can see. And another disadvantage is that the pre-registration of the VIPs and DGs, etc. So that would also be the public called loose leaf register. This system is Yes, this system is almost similar to bound book system, with difference that in this case for each day a separate page is used instead of consolidated registration. Loose leaf register. The benefit of this register is that every day we are just going to use the new page according to the new day. As the new day appears, we just change the page. The advantage is that the sheet need not be kept on the counter, and hence a neat and clean look can be given to the counter. To some extent, the information about the guest staying can be kept secret as well, yes. And disadvantage is that the sheet can be easily misplaced if the desk clerks are careless and negligent. Further, the sheet may not be fully filled one day on days when there are very few arrivals, and rest of it may be a waste. Yes. Where let's suppose if two customers are there, so you just filled up two lines, and rest of the sheet would be a waste only. Individual registration is the system most prevalent system these days, and the cards may be designed so as to serve various purposes, and it may be made in a duplicate or maybe the triplicate with the help of carbon paper, so that one copy can be sent to FRRO as C farm as customer farm. The other department which really receives and gathers the information about the clients, so you can just send that copies to the other clients, to the other departments as well, and one copy or maybe the original one be given to the client, and the other two copies be kept with yourself. All right, for as record. The advantage of the system is complete privacy of the guest, and information can be maintained secretly. All right. Another advantage is that at rush hours, many guests can be registered at the same time. Thank you for listening and watching attentively. I believe that this lecture might have helped you, and subscribe if you have liked the content. Thank you. Hope to see you again in the next video. God bless you. God bless everyone. Allah Hafiz. Thank you. Stay tuned.